If you don't know exactly who I am, this is me right here. And in this video, I'm going to teach you about the virtue of boredom. Sometimes we don't take the time to realize or understand the opportunity we are gifted with in life. And that's mostly because we are constantly distracted by the volatility and uncertainty of it. We can't just be bored on demand, nor can we stop being bored on demand. That's because it's simply a coping mechanism for our brains to relax and truly digest our thought patterns, emotions, and regulate our behaviors and beliefs. If you try to sit still for more than 10 minutes, there will be almost guaranteed a thought that arises negatively or positively that either has no relevance or has been on your mind previously. This is partially why we see boredom as a negative, because it creates an undesirable scenario that plays out in our mind. We gain a feeling of hopelessness and start to believe we lose all meaning when we are bored. But that's simply not the truth. In fact, watching paint dry may seem boring, and you will be bored watching it, but it allows you to truly appreciate the process of life and time you have, doing the opposite of what we believe boredom does by giving us happiness. This phenomenon is when time seems so slow, it's basically not moving. You truly feel as if you were in your own little dimension for the time your brain receives no external stimulation. Most of us will fail to sit still for more than an hour because it's seemingly hard to sit with ourselves at times. But to truly reach a deep flow state, you have to live in the present moment and acknowledge the thoughts you have. It's not inconvenient to be bored because those are the moments you need to lock in, to figure out what it is that you desire within yourself. Your judgment isn't clouded by intruding thoughts or other people. You are just focusing on one thing. This is why being bored allows you to not only enjoy the small things in life, making you more appreciative, but multiply your attention span and productivity as a neat byproduct. You may be wondering how you can be bored, but being bored isn't something you can just exploit, as this only comes naturally when specific circumstances are met, that being a calm mind, relaxed body, and a peaceful surrounding. Some will refer to boredom as meditation, although similar, are two different things, one intentional and the other conditional. The reason why when you're alone and start contemplating things is because most people aren't capable of transmuting the energy boredom gives them, or should I say focus, which is why people hate boredom, because they feel as though it makes them lose purpose, when in reality, it's a way to gain and understand it. If you are currently actively scrolling on social media, watching adult content, or worried about exams or work, these are some of the reasons you can't be bored in a controlled state like previously mentioned. If you want to fix those things, try problem solving, journaling, and writing down what makes you indulge in those habits. Because in the end of the day, whether it's stress from work, social media, or lust, they are all habitual in nature and prevent a positive boredom state of mind. Even with boredom, you can cure the neurons and dopamine that was once drained from mindless and time-wasting activities, and finally transfer that to your true passion, dreams, and aspirations. Another way of preventing boredom is overstimulation or hyperactivity. Stop multitasking, focus like a Buddhist monk, and block out all of the noise which is clearly hindering you. Brain rot has no place in one's mind. Once it infects you, it's hard to think clearly about things. And so you become ignorant to boredom and other life processes such as learning. You comparing yourself or seeing others act irrationally should not justify giving up being bored. Even if you have a fear of missing out, just build the belief that it's okay to sometimes take time away from others to grow. Sacrifices are a necessary step in having boredom. When you were just laying on your bed or sitting down, those moments of boredom need to be taken advantage of, because most of us are subconsciously trying to tell ourselves something, but we refuse to listen due to the effect of the world around us. You can't control anything but your mind, and when you deny the effect of boredom and self-introspection, you effectively lose that control of reality. The true point to having the state of boredom is almost like meditation. It's a place where your mind can rest. You can reevaluate your own thoughts and collect your mental health to better yourself. Being in constant motion can drain someone of their actual thoughts and be infected by perpetual distraction. That's why I find it best to just sit in silence for even 5 minutes a day, because you only have yourself to understand, And introspection is honestly a lost virtue nowadays. It's why so much chaos is happening. So if you took anything away from this video, it is to make sure you have separation from the world and yourself. And you do this while being, well, bored. But yeah, if you found this educational anyway, don't hesitate to follow along, as my main goal is to help many people just like myself continue along this arduous journey of self-improvement. And yeah, peace!